we have to invest in Black leadership. That's what I've learned the most in the last few years. What we've seen is thousands of Black people showing up for our lives with very little infrastructure and very little support. I think our work as movement leaders isn't just about our own visibility, but rather how do we make the whole visible? How do we not just fight for our individual selves, but fight for everybody? And I also think leadership looks like everybody in this audience showing up for Black lives. It's not just about coming and watching people on a stage, right? It's about how do you become that leader, whether it's in your workplace, whether it's in your home, and believe that the movement for Black lives isn't just for us, but it's for everybody.
What about you, Opal? So I've been learning a great deal about interdependence. I've been learning about how to trust your team. Come up with this new mantra after coming back from a 3-month sabbatical, which is rare for Black women to take who are in leadership. But I felt it was really important for my leadership and for my team to also practice stepping back, as well as also sometimes stepping in. And what I learned in this process was that we need to acknowledge that different people contribute different strengths, and that in order for our entire team to flourish, we have to allow them to share and allow them to shine. And so during my sabbatical with the organization that I also work with, I saw our team rise up in my absence. They were able to launch new programs, fundraise, and when I came back, I had to give them a lot of gratitude and praise because they showed me that they truly had my back and that they truly had their own backs. You know, in this process of my sabbatical, I was really reminded of this Southern African philosophy of Ubuntu, right? Like, I am because you are because I am. And I realized that my own leadership and the contributions that I'm able to make is in large part due to the contributions that they make, right? And I have to acknowledge that, and I have to see that. And so my new mantra is keep calm and trust the team, and also keep calm and thank the team.
Yeah. You know, one of the things I feel like I've heard in the context of the Black Lives Matter movement more than anywhere else is about being a leaderful movement. And that's such a beautiful concept. And I think that's something that women often bring to the conversation about leadership is really the collective piece. What about you, Alicia?
Yeah. How many of you have heard that saying that leadership is lonely? I think that there is an element where leadership is lonely, but I also believe that it doesn't have to be like that. And in order for us to get to that point, I think there's a few things that we need to be doing. So one is we have to stop treating leaders like superheroes. We are ordinary people attempting to do extraordinary things, and so we need to be supported in that way. The other thing that I've learned about leadership is that there's a difference between leadership and celebrities, right? And there's a way in which we've been kind of transformed into celebrities rather than people who are trying to solve a problem. And the way that we treat celebrities is very fickle, right? We like them one day, we don't like what they're wearing the next day, and all of a sudden we have issues, right? So we need to stop deifying leaders so that more people will step into leadership. Lots of people are terrified to step into leadership because of how much scrutiny they receive and how brutal we are with leaders. And then the last thing that I've learned about leadership is that it's really easy to be a leader when everybody likes you. But it's hard to be a leader when you have to make hard choices and when you have to do what's right, even though people are not going to like you for it. And so in that way, I think another way that we can support leaders is to struggle with us, but struggle with us politically, not personally, right? We can have disagreements without being disagreeable, but it's important for us to sharpen each other so that we all can rise.
It's beautiful. Thank you.